I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my feet become. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. 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 Going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my feet become blown.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of A to Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll, Lex account a blue face. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, acting like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino. Uh-huh.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. I can run this town. I can run this town. feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Kaleido.
Hello and welcome to Season 50 of the Asia Pacific ESL Challenger League. It's Cup 3 and we've got the lower bracket final coming your way. It's going to be FengDa taking on Kaleido.
Yeah, me and Harry here haven't watched too much Chinese CS, right? We don't get many opportunities to do so, so it's always an exciting opportunity when we do it. They play some very entertaining Counter-Strike. Now, obviously, coming into this, we had to do our due diligence and do some prep and research, and we've found some key little nuggets of information which make this game a little bit interesting. Obviously, like you mentioned, it's the consolidation final, so there's elimination on the line for this cup. Not only that, but these two teams, Kaleido and FengDa, played each other twice in a LAN only 10 days ago in 2 best-of-3s. So from that, we can extrapolate some narratives. We can look at how they performed against one another in a LAN environment, no less, and basically compare and sort of project how we expect things to happen coming into this next game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both of these teams, they actually had relatively different results going through the bracket. FengDa got forfeit in their first game, and then they lost to Rare Atom almost immediately, which is a bit of a nightmare pull in the bracket, really. Rare Atom, one of the big dogs in this tournament. They're currently sat waiting in the upper final, so potentially they might make it all the way to the grand final. So they've had to fight their way through the lower bracket. They beat Eruption 2-0, Last Bullet 2-0, then they beat Depot 2-0 as well, and these relatively comfortable as well. The opponent's not really reaching double digits in those games. Kaleido, on the other hand, they beat Legion 2-1 in their opening in the round of 16, beat Nomads 2-0 in the upper bracket, lost to Rare Atom, so both these teams played and lost to Rare Atom. That was a 2-1 though, it was a bit closer, and then beat Just Wing to bring them here, and again that was another 2-0. So the games that both these teams are winning have been pretty comfortable. It's just Rare Atom as that final boss, which there's a potential for a rematch later on.
Yeah, there is, but of course only one of these two teams can make it through to that stage. Now, normally, like I mentioned, you can look at those previous results from just earlier this month in that LAN in Shanghai that they played, but they actually traded best-of-3s. The first best-of-3 they played, I believe it was FengDa, took that one 2-0. In the second best-of-3 they played, it was then 2-1. Similar veto, but suddenly Inferno, which was the last map in both of those best-of-3s, got absolutely flipped. In the first one, FengDa, I believe, took it, I think it was 13-10. In the second one, Kaleido absolutely dominated 13-2. And across that final best-of-3, Suki was without a doubt the standout player. He's obviously in the last 3 months by far the highest rated player out of either of these two teams, as well as in this event so far for these two teams. But in that best of 3, he had a 1.86 rating with a plus 8.3 round swing across 3 maps, which is a very, very strong performance.
Yeah, I mean, it's bonkers that they've been able to take a map that they lost in narrow fashion and then during the same LAN flip it to be a 13-2. That's such like a rare occurrence that in comp CS in general, like just in a couple of days, you've gone from like, oh, we've had a closely matched loss to just absolutely blowing the other team out the water. But of course, there's been a bit of time since then. Both these teams can go away and look at that demo, and I imagine FengDa are going to be studying what went wrong on that Inferno 13-2, because we'll almost certainly be seeing it here.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Kaleido love Inferno. It's their most picked map. They're on a 6-map win streak on it with a 67% win rate, 65% first pick. So 65% of the time when they have the opportunity, they first pick Inferno. So it's definitely a map which will likely to be seen in this veto. Both of these two teams, really interestingly, neither of them play Overpass or Train. So both of them permaban Overpass, but neither of them play Train either. So that's going to be getting rid of straight away. And here we go, the interesting change up. FengDa picking Nuke, which is strange because they won Ancient on both times it was played in those last 2 best-of-3s. So FengDa tuned to mix it up a little bit here. Inferno obviously picked by Kaleido Gaming. Mirage ban coming in from FengDa. That was the change up in that second best-of-3 which Kaleido brought in, which they've decided to go straight for Inferno this time. Mirage being banned out, leaving Ancient then banned from Kaleido. Again, as mentioned before, Ancient is normally FengDa's first pick with a Dust 2 decider. So we've actually got a very different veto to what we saw from that LAN in Shanghai only a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, the only commonality here is Inferno. The Nuke pick's interesting as well for FengDa, given that Kaleido pretty comfortable on that map. But the problem is with having such similar first picks and first bans, there's not really anywhere to go in the veto, right? You've got no punish pick potential, right? You've got a completely overlapping map pool. So essentially, you're just throwing in something different to hope that your opponent's been prepping on a different map.
Now, this for me reeks of sort of lacking of confidence from FengDa. They're trying to almost upset. They view themselves as the underdogs here because they've gone into this veto and said, we've got to change things up. We can't do what was predictable. And they had the exact opposite mentality previously in the last best-of-3 that they played against Kaleido. FengDa were happy to leave Inferno, knowing just how good Kaleido are on it. They were happy to leave Inferno in as that decider, merely based on the confidence that they beat them on it beforehand. And then suddenly they got stomped on it. FengDa are clearly shook. Bearing in mind the caveat, which we haven't mentioned, is that FengDa are playing with their coach of Salmon in place of Lee X9, but he was also present in those last two best-of-3s against Kaleido in Shanghai. So it's a small asterisk. It's not a massive one. It's a small asterisk. He's still going to be playing in this, I believe, according to HLTV at least. But yeah, it reeks of lacking of confidence. FengDa are trying to mix things up rather than picking Ancient straight away. They've said, okay, Kaleido are going to know we're going to pick Ancient, so we're going to try and catch them off guard, pick Nuke straight away and leave Ancient for perhaps as a decider in the 3rd rotation. But if anything, they're just given Kaleido that opportunity to remove Ancient from the equation altogether.
Yeah, and the maddest part for me, though, about the Salmon stand-in as the coach is that he's not even been the lowest rated player for the team. So he's been contributing. It's not like when often you see a coach come in and they are just there because they have to be, in the sense, you know, like they're just there because the other player's gone missing or the other player's not available, and they're there out of necessity, and they're clearly not up to date with the game. Salmon's been doing all right, hovering around a 1.0 rate, which is not too bad in the past 3 months. It's actually Buke who's at the bottom with a 0.94, struggling a little bit in that one. But yeah, it's really interesting. There's a couple of like standout individuals. Suki, like as we highlighted earlier on, fairly consistently the highest rated player for Kaleido. It's only that game against Rare Atom that they lost that he wasn't above a 1.2 rating. He's posting like 1.4s, 1.53s. So a big, I'd say, win condition for Kaleido in general is Suki showing up and having a good game. And well, let's see if he does as we kick things off with Nuke immediately here. So we are going to be seeing this pistol round, T pistol for FengDa. Just like that, 2 kills. Yeah, this is a bit of a disaster start for the T side. Only Chen King left in what is a 1v5 here. And wow. Well, that's a decisive one.
Yeah, not a good start. I mean, we already talked about the question marks coming into this with FengDa choosing to pick Nuke, but also picking Nuke means that you've likely got to start on that T side, the much weaker side of what is a relatively CT-sided map. So you need that pistol rounds. We always talk about in CS2 how important those pistol rounds are, especially on weaker sides, to give yourself an extra buffer of a couple rounds before the opposing side can get their economy established. FengDa don't have that now. They've just lost that pistol round. They're going to have to battle tooth and nail to try and recover this half at the very least. They'll start off with this Tech 9 Force Bite to see if they can break the economy of Kaleido. Spine towards heaven, spamming the smoke. Oh, does tag Chen King. Doesn't deny the cross. Suki, that starter player, that very high rating he's been putting up recently. Nice long range angle here. with the M4A1S at the back box of ramp, ready for this imminent pop. And the utility drop towards that A site causes him to reposition right as FengDa start to shuffle in towards ramp, and they're just going to burst straight through the smoke. Nuke completely overwhelmed. Salmon has found a way to split in towards hell. And now it's a disadvantage for Kaleido as they're left rotating in down towards this lower site, which is currently in the hands of FengDa.
Really nicely executed by FengDa, but Kaleido not out of it just yet. Looking to commence this retake. Rage and Ruben both finding frags apiece as we are into a 3-on-2 now. And only one rifle picked up by the T side as well. As 3GL hiding in the Grim's box gets the one. Rage taking his teammate down. 1v2 required. He's being closed in on a double swing. Oh no! They line up! A disaster for the CT side. A 2v1, a double swing, all that's required. All I needed to do was trade out, but no, they line up.
So, I mean, the one opportunity you have, like I was saying with the pistol, of getting yourself off to a good start, the next is getting a second round break, which I would argue is even worse for the CTs, because now Kaleido, their cash flow has been stunted due to going down to 0 round loss bonus thanks to winning the pistol.
Yeah, on the force buy. See, Spine's picked up the UMP.
Yeah, but they've got to force. They've got to try and counter that break on the previous. See if these scrappy weapons can get up close and personal, but Salmon with a MAC-10, an SMG of his own, will find the first.
Bit of yard control being taken. Salmon playing around the smoke, picks up the frag in main, and well, this is a dismantling Kaleido. Nothing to show for themselves here. A clean sheet for FengDa, not losing a single player. And now's the eco. So that MAC-10 on Salmon has the opportunity to farm even more cash.
For those wondering viewers who might be a little bit confused, Kaleido aren't playing with 4 players. They do have 5. It's just a bug with the HUD, which I'm actually working hard to get that one fixed. You can see on the minimap there are 5 CTs, one of them unnumbered, running into mate.
The mystery player.
Mystery player. There's going to be a full-on A rush, but a stack here from the CTs. They're going to find a couple kills, but the trades come through eventually. The rifles get the better of the pistols. So FengDa now tying 3 together in a row. They have that bed of rounds now, a springboard to work with.
So much money as well.
Yes, so they've got the momentum. Even if Kaleido find a couple rounds here or there, FengDa have a cash reserve to dip back into to keep fighting. Whereas Kaleido don't have that, meaning any close rounds, even if they win them, they'll still be buying with scraps.
Rage eliminated immediately. Trying to play an aggressive position in yard. So player advantage for FengDa Gaming. Spine trying to get sneaky through the smokes, anticipated. So just like that, a 2-man advantage off the rip. And full access to secret as well.
It's just a simple default diagonal wall of smokes. Oh, sorry, it was the default 1-2-3 wall of smokes. Slowly progressing down, and the CTs, Kaleido, they give up a couple fights early. On their own, very little support. And now with FengDa having a 2-man advantage, they can slowly constrict their presence outside. And even when Kaleido find those opportunities to pick off a couple players, FengDa have the numbers to trade out. Looking it all on Expasiki. Walking around the edge of the smoke will be finished off by 3GL. So the first gun round for Kaleido falls down by the wayside. I'll be back on pistols.
Yeah, a bit of a disaster start for Kaleido. But so far, FengDa showing why they felt comfortable picking this map. The outside control for Kaleido has not looked particularly fluid. See if they can resolve those issues. It's a fast one this time for FengDa. Chenking straight down into Secret early on. Salmon. Watchful eye, and oh dear. Oh, he's been knifed. Rage hiding behind the box. A $3,000 straight into his bank account. Into the 3-on-3 as Buke does take down Expliciki.
FengDa, a little bit of false sense of security. They've had a lot of success just brawling around these default smokes, isolating the CTs who have struggled to put any sort of cohesive defense towards outside, just going for individual efforts. But now the Kaleido, they're getting the better of FengDa. They picked off a couple of players. Now, despite starting with pistols and SMGs, we're into a 2-on-2. Chenking, 3GL, they're at least grouped up, ready to trade. There's 5-7, close range, could be dangerous, but the rifles stay calm. Stormy seas. Oh, and a
really
well-timed
nice
volley. Yeah, shoulder peak's beautiful.
Oh, Spine's being watched. See what he can do. Descends to his death at the bottom of the vent. And, well, it's 5 rounds now for FengDa. I think probably as soon as somebody starts shooting at your toes in that position, might just go for the save. But I respect the confidence.
Yeah. Oh, Rage is back on the HUD.
Here we go. Just in time for him to pull out the big green. The AWP in play.
Early molly, early flash. The thing is, he's using this AWP towards outside, but it's often these smokes are being constantly thrown, and Chenking, no resistance whatsoever by the CT to stop Chenking, just sprinting down in towards Secret. I'll get the
there was
first.
that one incendiary right at the start of the round, but that's not going to stop somebody full sprinting it, yeah. Spine does manage to eliminate Chenking here. Salmon burning a bit of utility to try and flush him out is ultimately unsuccessful. So Spine stays alive and keeps the lower site locked down. In the meantime, Buke has found the opening onto Suki on the ramp. Oh, dancing with death here. Expliciki just going to give it up. If Ruben gets caught trying to crunch in through lobby, this is chaotic. And this position from Salmon is very nice. Managing to work all the way through heaven.
Expliciki clear it. Oh,
He doesn't.
fine. Will be the one to get the kill. Eventually traded. 3GL mollies in towards heaven, leaving Expliciki having to wait it out. Good 7 seconds. The flames subside. The two T players are grouping up together, back to back. Oh, good utility from Expliciki. Doesn't have a kit though, so it'll have to be a 10-second stick. The HE will blow open the smoke. Ooh. And oh, what an adjustment from Buke. Looking around the corner. So FengDa will continue their streak of rounds.
That's frustrating. Spine's put on an absolute masterclass. Big 3K. There's just nobody there to help him out. Rage going down early on there was criminal.
Yeah, that
obviously we've got the benefit of the X-ray, right? But like, he's staring at that smoke for so long. I'm like, he can be back red. He can be back red. I'm just watching on the X-ray. I think it was Chenking just full sprinting.
Yeah, it was borderline. I think it was knife out.
It wouldn't surprise me. They've been so incredibly aggressive on these yard takes, and Kaleido haven't really had an answer for it.
It seems to be another investment for Kaleido. It's pretty weak though. You've got M4s, but next to no utility. 2 smokes, molly, kit, and again, we can't see what Rage has got equipped. Fully investing into this one. It's going to be a heavy A stack, and it looks like they had the positions correct. But again, next to no counter utility for the CTs, and FengDa just storm in. They batter the door down.
Oh, this is horrendous.
Yeah. And what's so awkward about this, or kind of, dare I say, sad about this, is the fact that Kaleido's heavy hitter, Suki, been singing his praises, at least statistically, about his previous performance in both this tournament and previous games against FengDa. But here on Nuke, he sat in ramp room, and FengDa, have done such a good job of just avoiding ramp. Suki seems to be having zero impact in this map so far, because Kaleido are losing players outside constantly and then struggling to defend the A site whenever a full-on brute force hit comes in.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, completely taking him out of the equation. And Rage, another player that just hasn't really had the option to, or the opportunity to, well, had one opportunity to do something. It was a bit asleep at the wheel. But also just the money hasn't really been there for them to consistently pull out AWPs on the CT side, because they are getting absolutely hammered.
Although half investment, at least this time some cash left over for the next round. But to be fair, one of the closest rounds we had was with these 5.7s, the UMP on spine, including a knife kill. FengDa going to be setting up a bit of utility on towards that A site. Faking an A site hit, plenty of mollies. Going to shuffle Kaleido, forcing them out of position, revealing their locations and giving information over to FengDa without having to commit.
Much slower round. Been getting so used to these all-out aggression FengDa rounds, and this might start to cost them. 2 kills come through from the CT side, only 1 in response until King activates from main with a double. But now he is alone as Suki's taken down 3GL. A 1v2 required, 45 seconds on the clock, and a really difficult crossfire to break. Suki will be the one to dismantle it himself as he drops down into hell. Needs to be mindful of his flank, and Ruben not going to be expected. Kaleido do find their second off the back of a half buy.
Yeah, you can see the idea from FengDa on this one again. Just carpeting that A site with utility, getting yourself information, baiting out any counter utility from the CTs. But then they sort of then just did a limp hit on towards that A site, setting up that lurk coming in from A main. But the thing is, that lurk coming through A main, there's so many smokes there, there's so many opportunities for a pistol to just get one over the rifles.
And again,
look at the speed.
King straight back. Full send outside, knife out, speed demon.
It just can't stop him.
The fact he's been able to get those entries so often is insane to me. Ruben gonna get taken down in secret as well. Rage will manage to get a kill on the board with the AWP, but by this point, B bomb site already open for business. Retaking with an AWP is not going to be fun. Suki manages to get involved here with a kill onto P5P, and Buke has found a really nice lurk timing out onto the A bomb site.
Can he get anything done with it though?
His teammate's still on B. It looks like they might be getting ready to fly up the vent. Yeah, they will be. It's only Expsasiki here in heaven. And he's just dropped down. Oh no. Carpeting up above with the Molotovs and Salmon. Now controlling the vent rotation.
No Suki there. Oh, single point of health.
Do they still think
I
it's B?
still think it's B. Yeah, they do. They're still retaking the B-bomb site, even after the molly's thrown in towards heaven. And I think the position that
There
Salmon
were 2
had...
mollies in heaven.
Oh, no.
How do you not realise?
They must have thought it was like 2 mollies in control or dark or so. I don't know. Obviously, I will... In their defence, the audio in CS2, especially on Nuke, is quite difficult to tell whether it's above or below, more often than not. But even then, it's like... There's 2 mollies in heaven.
That should have been a dead giveaway.
Whoever it was in heaven, I think it was ex-Pasiki, surely should have
Heard
thought something was up.
tap, right?
Yeah, the tap was up on the A site, so it would have been...
had the muffling sound on it. Oh, I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, egg on the face. Chen King is in secret again. Just knife.
I mean, it really goes to show the impact that he's having with these openings, is to contrast it with his opening kill stats in that last BO3, last time these 2 teams faced. Oh, Shadow spotted, but the AWP actually gets the better of him. But yeah, speaking of those stats, in that best of 3, you had Chen King was the lowest rated player with a 0.63 rating, and his opening KD was 6 and 13. So he lost 13 of his opening engagements in that best of 3. This time, he's smashing it. It makes this game look so much easier. It just goes to show the impact that opening and how decisive opening kills can be in rounds. Especially in this one, right? The opening kill was lost, and suddenly FengDa are all starting to unravel as Kaleido pick them off one by one.
I'm feeling a big Salmon 1v4 here. Coach is going to show up all these CS players.
Was there a comma after Salmon? Are you feeling a big Salmon?
No,
No.
no.
Big Salmon.
No. I don't have a salmon. Well, he didn't win. But I mean, like, regardless of how this half ends, even if it ends 8-4, FengDa are going to be loving that.
I was about to say, even now, finally, some cracks are showing in the final round of the half with the economy. 3GL did have a glimmer a moment ago. Salmon working with 1 to get utility, but that's it, right? Everybody else has got AKs fully equipped with utility. Kevlar. Wait, that Salmon doesn't have Kevlar yet. Don't forget to buy some.
Uh-oh. At least get the vest. You can't afford the helmet. At least get the vest. Okay, he's got the vest.
Always gone for the helmet. Decided to sell. I think it was a smoke.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be one-tapped by an M4.
Yes, last place you want to be.
Oh, Chen King entering a different area this time, running straight out the door. Flashed onto the A-bomb site, and Suki's going to take him down. An overload from Kaleido Gaming, well read. P5P manages to slip down the vent, but it does look like the bomb's in the middle of no man's land.
I mean, that's an adjustment, right? Not just from FengDa with that explosive A hit trying to catch Kaleido off guard after a longer tech pause, but putting Suki up on towards that A site. Move Rage with that AWP towards ramp so Suki can finally get involved in some of these fights, and there you go. Tears the head off P5P. This is what we need to see from Kaleido. You know that your ace in the hole is Suki, so use him. Set him up as best you can.
Full control over the A site. Bomb firmly in their grasp, and Salmon miles away, going for the long flank all the way round to heaven. In fact, going to try and wrap into main by the looks of things.
He had the timing to catch Suki in heaven, but Suki's now watching it, has it held. Will find the first, might be able to retrieve the bomb, but 30 seconds left, and there's no big crossfire held there. So an 8-4 half for FengDa.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. Feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Welcome back to this action-packed game between Kaleido and FengDa here on Nuke. And we're already alive and underway with the second pistol round, which somehow Kaleido managed to make their way on towards this A-bomb site. Rage coming around towards the outside, finding two quick kills. These are all on Salmon and PSP. Positions known, and these Glocks look to be just getting the better of these CTs.
Yeah, just like that, it's all over. Kaleido, best start to the second half they could possibly ask for. Bomb plant, round win, keeping, 4 players alive as well.
Full elimination of the CTs to boot, so no possible Kevlar saved for them. By the looks of things, FengDa, with this 3-round lead they're currently working with, they're going to be happy to say, look, we'll just eco, we'll let them close that gap just a little bit more so that we can get rifles out earlier. Going to be Rage going solo towards outside, getting up against pistols. This is,
look at the X-ray. Hell
the 5-man stack is lovely, but at the same
hell
time,
yeah.
At the same time, the Rage risking it all there, going solo, could have just been absolutely mowed down in a free USP.
Oh, yeah.
I really do not like what Kaleido just did there.
But CT stack, man. They got the Tower of Power going on. Chen King's had enough. He's out of there. Surely Rage gets curious. But fiending for kills.
I mean, considering he was the one who was running outside on his own with an AK against an eco,
I need to see
I
it.
wouldn't be surprised if he shows the lack of discipline.
No, don't dismantle a tower. No. Oh, okay. Rage has gone back into the site anyway. Oh.
Got a tap on it at least.
Valid. Well, you better get a move on, Ruben.
Like this.
I love eco rounds like that. I love it.
Yeah, at the very least, FengDa get... at the very least, Kaleido survive with 4, meaning that FengDa don't get as much kill reward cash from both the direct $300 per kill on the USPs plus the $50 per kill per player. Help out that CT economy. But here we go. First gun round for FengDa. We've got the 4 M4s and MP9 on Nuke. Rage, it's going to be all the rage. Towards outside, Chen King denies him the opening attempt, doing a much better job at denying the T aggression towards outside. Something Rage could learn a thing or two from. Oh, is PSP's barrel sticking around the corner?
Ooh, 3GL's taking the attention for now anyway, so it might not matter.
Yeah,
Last step surely heard. Bomb dropped. There's a second kill as well. Spine did slip down in the meantime. Ruben completely isolated here in yard. Can't even cross into secret, leaving Spine alone. First kill found. Second, a beautiful headshot on the follow-up. 2 more to find. Bomb needs to be recovered. Has done so. 2 kills to his name already. Only 27 points of health. He's going to opt to freeze. Kill the clock a little bit. Wait for a Kaleido response. The 2 CTs completely split here as well. So 0 possibility of a trade frag.
I don't hate their positioning though. They're sat in positions where they can just hold the extremity of ramp. In positions where they should be good for 1. I say that Buke is going on a rotation. With the time ticking down, Spine has to make a move. Either player or either CT can play retake. And if in the scenario Spine plants in a position exposed to where they hide, which I doubt is likely, then they'll be able to deny it, but Spine's wasted all this time.
Counter-terrorists win.
Had to commit to the save. So FengDa will put a stop to Kaleido's momentum. And honestly, absolutely shut the door on them.
Yeah, properly. These shots were so nice, so... That second one, especially, the adjustments. Oh, lovely.
Especially so quick with that AK. FengDa still going to be... Kaleido's still going to be able to invest. But it's very weak utility. A Galil down an Expasiki. Bit of a slower round for Kaleido. Rolling their way outside with the rifles. Suki's able to trade on towards Rage. Kaleido takes some ground towards Secret. Buke denies Spine the lurk. So now Kaleido are the ones with the player disadvantage, looking to try and recover it. The bomb separated from its 2 compatriots. Just alone on the back of Ruben. I believe he's going to have to wait for his teammates to make the next move.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to fight through Salmon and then try and come up the ramp to help the bomb out. They know Salmon's present. And that's brought P5P down the ramp a little bit, which is where Ruben's going to start to make his move, but the timing's everything here.
Is he going to go up towards the A site? They might make a last-second vent rotation here, but I think it's going to be held. Because Kaleido had fully committed.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
3GL going down. That's an open pathway now, especially with Buke going down. Salmon, all he can do is hear the chaos on the upper bomb side. There's nothing he can do to stop it. Digits punch, bomb down, and blocking utility in place.
Don't know what that HE's going to do.
I don't... Yeah. Questionable. He's got flash and incendiary as well. There's a rifle on the floor for him to use if he wanted to. Not sure the purpose of staying quiet at this point, given that he's already thrown that weird nade. Is this going to be a last-second ninja attempt? Okay. Well...
Doesn't quite work when your teammate is making all that noise running in towards CT and therefore alerting the T's to that direction at least. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say it. FengDa fumbled those rotations massively. Yes, they read the play down towards that lower site, but they hard committed on the rotation. They had 3 players down on that lower site, leaving, I think it was Buke just on his own on the top site. You had 1 player on lower ramp, not holding held, just holding ramp itself, 1 player on the B site, and 1 player down the vent. And they saw no follow-through from Kaleido at all on that B site. And you know there's 2 players down there. You know there is. That's literally the one glaring option there, is to go up the vent and join with the bomb.
That's a good start, though. Buke, with the 5-7, finds the opening, picks up a rifle as well. You've still got Salmon with that saved M4, and he's going to put it to good use here. That's another rifle available. And now the USPs are even getting involved. Kaleido are just falling apart at the seams in yard. Spine is down the vent. I'm going to be looking for the backstab on Secret. That might clear a pathway here. The Chen King ready for it. And even tags Spine down to 3 points of health before falling. Ruben taking down Salmon, and oh no. Into a 2-on-2 somehow. FengDa just exposing themselves everywhere.
The one thing they've got going for them is the incredibly low health of Kaleido. Just a single bullet would be enough to finish any of these players off. And with the time, you know that Ruben's got to pick up this bomb. He's going to do so with noise and leaving 3GL to defend it in a very safe, advantageous angle. The other player can fall all the way back and set up a trap towards that A site. So FengDa are going to do it. We've pretty much just pistols. They steal that round away from Kaleido. Some very sloppy play coming out from the T's.
An eco with a single rifle saved. Yeah, that was a mess. And it's completely punished Kaleido Gaming as well. Look at the buy they've got to work with here. Desert Eagle, Tech 9, Galil, AK.
It's really interesting to see just the lack of care and consideration you're seeing from some of the plays. Hard to say from these players, but especially up against pistols. But just brawling back and forth, sometimes getting rewarded for it, sometimes punishing their opponents. And I don't know what even this round is supposed to be from Kaleido. You've got a couple picks towards outside, you then sprint in towards main and fight the A site whilst 2 other players are hitting ramp. I mean, you got those opening picks, and now you're on a man disadvantage. Still a minute on the clock at the very least, but Buke has thinned you out, leaving Suki 1 versus 2. Plenty of time on the board, but up against an AWP, it's just a single click, and he's gone. So FengDa stretch it to 11.
Yeah, that was a complete mess. Super chaotic. mean, the one person you'd want in a clutch like that is Suki, but can't get it done.
I mean, on Nuke, it's so hard to follow sort of this chaos that's happening right now. And that just goes to show, do these teams have a clear consensus, clear idea of where they're wanting to go in these mid-rounds? Or are these 5 players just operating on their own intuition in the middle of the moment? Because they're looking very undisciplined at times.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that round just sort of epitomizes it, right?
Yeah, you've got a player walking through the edge of the diagonal smokes.
Is this another force buy? Kaleido Gaming throwing it all in right here.
Seeing what they can do with the pistols. They haven't tried an all-in A-site rush, something which FengDa are more than happy to sprinkle in every once in a while. Looks things, it's Suki with a deagle, searching outside to see what he can find. Made his way in towards Secret. Don't know if FengDa will be aware of this, whether he's been audible. There you go. Buke dropping now. Suki has passed him. Buke is in a very nice, safe angle at the back of single door. Can only get pushed from the angle he's holding. Unless the door opens, but that's a big audio cue. Big tell. Chen King. Oh, what is this? Holds fire for a second. Yeah. Did not want to push through that. He would have been handing them over a first kill and a rifle in that scenario.
Yeah, I got very worried.
Made his way on towards the B site. Has a crossfire with 3GL.
Kaleido need to disrupt this, and the Molotov's a good step towards it. The smoke follow-up as well means 3GL completely taken out of the equation. It's just Buke on the bomb site and flashed up and taken down. Kaleido at least have access. P5P manages one. 3GL now scoped in. A replenished Molotov to push him off, but in the meantime, Salmon's taken down Rage. So still a player disadvantage, and now even one more so as Suki goes down. Expasiki takes things into his own hands, however, picks up an AK and finds a double, and oh my goodness, Ruben with a double on the deagle as well. Somehow Kaleido managed to steal that away.
Both these teams at moments are just looking so unbelievably lost. Like, somehow Kaleido have made their way down towards this lower site, despite Kaleido having all that information, or at least the possibility to get all that information at their disposal. They don't piece the puzzle together, and they have that rotation is a little bit slow. And the utility is lovely, I will say, from Kaleido to break apart that crossfire on towards the B-bomb site. But then what? They freeze, they stagnate. Nobody gets the bomb planted. They're still concerned about this AWP over towards ramp. But then suddenly, in the middle of it, they find 4 kills. And Kaleido fail to trade out, fail to work together to isolate the fights one at a time.
Ooh. Yeah, you're gonna ask Sasiki, you got trouble.
Oh!
He's dealing with it very nicely here. A bit of aimbots in lobby.
Very clean shot on the third.
Up to 9.
Kaleido making this very competitive now. Only 2 rounds separating them. And FengDa having to invest here, but it's far from perfect with their buy. You can see an MP9 it was on Buke.
Oh. Clean.
Famous on Salmon. No util on Chen King. Nor 3GL for that matter. Do have a quick timeout. Rage has had to reconnect.
Oh yeah, a bit of a tech issue on Rage's side by the looks of things. Imagine that'll be dealt with pretty soonish. I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, you could say it's a rage quit.
Oh. You're really proud of that one, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I never would have thought that this game would have got as close as it has.
Yeah, me neither. FengDa have definitely looked like the more well put together team, the more well disciplined team, but Kaleido, in these moments, these small moments where FengDa have let them slip, or let things slip, Kaleido have taken full advantage of them. Oh. Another rage bit.
I'm back, guys. You reset the round, don't worry about it. Bang. Dead. Again. Oh, man. Spine's having a game. 20 kills, top of the server.
Yeah, he's been finding a fair amount of impact.
And Chen King's cooled off a lot.
Well, yeah, he's no longer able to just sprint into secret every single round.
Yeah, it's crazy that what that'll do to you, you know. If this was T-side the whole way through, you'd have been cooking. Okay. I think Rage is back in the server, although I'm not seeing... Okay, no, we've got movement. He's alive! He's alive!
Seeing enough movement.
That is a problem. I think too much movement going on right now for both these teams is somewhat the issue.
Potentially, yeah. But we'll see how vigorous that movement is as we kick off round 21. 3GL with York to see if he can deny an early pick. Another interesting sort of development between these two teams is whenever they have an AWP involved, the AWPer is quite often just the deady outside player towards Garage. With their outside rifler. Sometimes starting in towards main or down towards secret. It's a much more common occurrence than you see produced from other teams. Reuben.
Rage.
Fallen.
Oh, this dance, so dangerous, but Rage is the one to win it. Still, though, a man advantage for FengDa. Oh, Spine's got a nice timing here, though. Has he spotted P5P? He hasn't. Oh, and that's going to be his downfall. That's a disaster. Rage and Suki. Again, just completely isolated from each other. Need to try and recover this round against 4. Rage manages to get the better of 3GL. Anticipates P5P, but isn't able to get on the trigger fast enough. Suki with it all to do. And nothing comes from it.
That's an ace.
Oh my word.
From P5P. Swinging around in towards the heavens. Not a single trade kill coming through from Kaleido.
Yeah, that's pretty diabolical, isn't it?
Yes, P5P. That does mean FengDa now on map point here on their pick of Nuke. This is the change-up that they brought into this best of 3, into this veto. Something a bit unexpected. What may be unexpected is this push from P5P forward position. The smoke deployed at the right time denies Kaleido, who were going to attempt a pick with the AWP on Rage. Gonna fully disengage. I believe Kaleido may have got some of the information towards outside. If they'd thrown their HEs, they could have broken open those smokes. Because you can see their rotation now is heavy towards ramp and inner, and they're being rewarded for it. Kaleido are just taking fight after fight. There's no conviction, no sort of coordination for these fights from Kaleido. They're just sat holding these angles. Eventually, one of them will be won. But still the advantage in the hands of FengDa. As soon as I say that, it slips out.
Yeah. For a brief moment. Chen King flashed out. Oh dear. Oh, it's a team flash. Not expecting Spine underneath. Thankfully, P5P is there as the watchful eye to deliver a few deadly trades. Ruben, a 1 versus 2 to pull off to keep his team alive here, and he's waiting for event rotation. He's holding for that control, but the CTs, they've just slipped down the ladder and have headed to the ramp. And a smoke and a kit's going to make this even more difficult. Steps will be heard. Ruben unmoving, unwavering from this vent. And that might be his downfall here as a smoke on the bomb.
Missed.
Play with the kit's going to get on it. Door open. 3GL holds firm. And it will be FengDa taking their map pick of Nuke in a 13-9 fashion over Kaleido. A closer scoreline than I think we probably expected after the first half, given how lackluster Kaleido looked. And to be honest, the second half was a bit of a mess for both teams, but ultimately FengDa did look like the more put together squad. And so they go into the second map and map.
Yeah, I mean, big kudos to P5P as well. He had 7 kills in those last 2 rounds, meaning before that he was on only 9 kills. So almost half of his kills in those last 2 rounds. So a lot of impact there. And you're quite right on that T side. It looked like Kaleido were having to claw their way into every single round, whereas on FengDa's T side, they would just come in swinging, and it looked like Kaleido were having to claw their way into every CT side round as well. So while the scoreline was close, it looked like Kaleido had a very difficult time of things. So FengDa, big victory for them.
Yeah, and ultimately their gambit of picking Nuke, a changer to the previous series that these two teams have played, has paid off for them. But we go on to Inferno next, which is a home map for both of them. So not out of the woods just yet by any means. This is Kaleido's pick, and we'll be seeing after the break.
I'll keep going till my speakers can't blow. I'll keep going till my speakers can't blow. I'll keep going till my speakers can't blow. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my speaker calm. I'll keep going till my speaker calm blow. 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 Going till my speakers can't blow. I'll keep going till my speakers can't blow. I'll keep going till my speakers can't blow. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my speakers can't blow. I'll keep going 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 till my speakers can't blow.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of ain't it Beijing, man, ain't know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. This life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of blue face. The whole world know my name off of me.
Hello, everybody. We are back here with the ESL Challenger League Asia Cup 3 in the middle of a best of 3 between Kaleido Gaming and FengDa. We just saw FengDa get the better of Kaleido on Nuke and a little bit of a surprise pick in the veto, but we're heading over onto the predictable pick of Inferno for Kaleido, the map which they pick almost all the time, and last time they played FengDa, they beat them 13-2. So we could be in for a third map after this one, but we've got to go through it first.
Yeah, and yeah, quite right. 13-2 the last time Kaleido won, but before that, which was, I believe, a day or two before that at the same LAN, it was 13-10 in the other direction. So this is a bit of a toss-up, right? I can't imagine we see a 13-2 repeat. I can't imagine we see something quite as one-sided as that. I'm hoping at least we get a bit of a banger of a game to go on. But yeah, you're quite right. These teams absolutely love Inferno. Both of them love picking it first, which means it was almost certainly going to show up at some point or another in this veto. And here it is as the second map of the series. So really, honestly, for me, I think this is anyone's game. I think it's entirely possible that FengDa have gone away and watched the demo from that absolute destruction, the 13-2 loss, and gone and fixed a lot of the problems. And I imagine we'll be seeing a much stronger showing from them here.
Especially considering, right, the change up in the veto that we saw with them picking Nuke rather than Ancient indicates that they've really gone away from that elimination game in that LAN in Shanghai and thought, yeah, that was quite a loss. We weren't happy with that one. We need to change something. So perhaps they have gone into this in Inferno and looked at it and said, yeah, it wasn't all right, the loss that we had. Going from a 13-10 victory against Kaleido to 2 days later losing 13-2 is not a good look at all. I'm just going to double check the stats as well for that specific map in that 13-2. Yeah, you had Expasiki as well on a 1.98 rating, with Suki on a 1.91. Suki with a plus 10% round swing. It is some lovely statistics, right? But on the opposite side of things, you look at Buke, who, as we mentioned, as the newest addition for FengDa, he's actually been one of the lowest rated players. While he wasn't the lowest rated in that map, he was by far the lowest round swing with -10, indicating that he was definitely struggling in those man advantage scenarios, giving away picks where he shouldn't have, not being traded, or losing fights where essentially he shouldn't. His deaths, in other words, were having a lot of impact in the decision of rounds.
Yeah, certainly. And Suki, a player that we hyped up in the pre-game as being a statistical outstanding player for Kaleido, just pretty absent on Nuke. And in fairness, not necessarily his fault. He was on ramp a lot and his team were getting abused on the A site and outside, so very little opportunities for him to get involved. And then on that CT side, when he was in position to actually have some impact, like when they played 3 on the A site, he did have some impact there. But overall, it was a very pedestrian performance from him. Spine was the only one really putting up big numbers for Kaleido in that opening, with a nice 100 ADR from him. So I'm hoping we see a bit more out of Suki on this map.
Yeah, I definitely think we will. Like you mentioned on Nuke, he was avoided on ramp entirely. But also on the T side for Kaleido, they looked very scrappy. They weren't very coordinated, and it didn't look like Suki was set up very much for any success. Whereas on Inferno, you have far fewer options on that T side. On Nuke, you could go anywhere. Your pathing could be an infinite number of possibilities towards outside, whether you wanted to go in towards main, towards CT, towards secret. You can then go through door, through hut, through red. There's so many different opportunities. On Inferno, it's banana, mid, and perhaps maybe apps. Your options are so much more limited, and therefore it's much more likely that wherever you go, there's going to be a lot more conviction and determination behind it, rather than just, you know, spreading out, being a little bit chaotic. You're not going to be tempted to go for these individual plays, and therefore you're more incentivized to play it together as a unit. And therefore, I think Suki, it's going to be much harder for him to be avoided, and it's also going to be much easier for Kaleido to set him up and actually play together and enable him to have a much more stellar performance and much more impact here on Inferno. As we kick off with the pistol round, Kaleido, of course, starting on that T side. They're sitting at the bottom of banana, holding for any CT aggression for now.
Suki going to be taking point here into banana, and there's a nasty little double set up here at the top, and straight away dead. Buke coming in with a frag onto Rage as well. Picked apart in the pistol round. Expasiki manages to get a couple with the Glock, and now Ruben has taken down P5P, and just like that, B-bomb site open for business. An even 2-on-2 state of affairs. Salmon smoked out. Resigning to spamming through, and even a resmoke as well. Ruben waiting for the boost, which is not coming, and now we've still got a Molotov in play as well, just to delay even further. And I'm not seeing a defuse kit on either of these two CTs.
No smoke either to block vision. Be very easy for these two players to control the fights and hold this crossfire now. The CTs have to push in.
Beautiful.
Awaiting Jaws, and Spine will swing with the Glock and get 2. And just as I was bigging up their ability, or how much easier it is for Suki to get involved in on this map, first thing he does, walks solo on his own into a 3-man stack of Banana with no flash, no support, no trade potential. He just walks dry. There was no one there to swing with him, and he just gets owned. So already that's not a good look for Kaleido, but what is a good look for them was suddenly Expliciki finding 2 out of nowhere, bring that round back into contention. For now, it's going to be a full USP stack rushing towards middle, following those HEs. They'll get one, a little bit of chip damage with the HEs, but the rifles will eventually just mow them down like bowling pins.
Easy as you like. This is where the guns will start to come out, though. CT side going to be going for M4s across the board here. Primarily A1S, but we have got one A4 on Buke. No AWP, of course. What with this being a 3rd round buy, the money's just not there for it. So we'll see what the approach is here. Boost up early on, Chenking solo on HP. Needs to try and get some damage down quick, and he will manage a kill before going down. He does leave his teammate in a precarious position. Also on 15 points of health, needs to evacuate before succumbing to the flames.
Oh, cheeky boost. Using this pillar as additional cover. We'll take the swing. Catches Expliciki. The trade is very delayed from Spine. There was an opportunity to isolate another fight. They should know that PSP stuck here. Beautifully timed peak on such low HP. Eventually the wallbang will finish him off. Puts into the 2-on-2. 50 seconds on the clock. Bomb should be planted safely. Both the CTs rotating in with no kit currently in their equipment.
Yeah, going to have to get a move on. And only 2 flashes to play with as well. So no smoke to block off Banana. It's going to be difficult. Get themselves onto the bomb site. They've got to clear every angle possible. C3GL even starting to walk towards Banana, but that's where Ruben catches him from dark. Suki takes down Buke. And Kaleido keep their sheet clean with a 3-0 start.
There's some good trades coming through. Again, the spacing looks really poor from Kaleido, but FengDa just aren't able to capitalize it. They're not punishing this really poor spacing on the Kaleido side. And that's really what you need to do on a map like Inferno. You can't allow players to be walking into fights on their own without being punished. Now FengDa down onto pistols once more. Got PSP, P5P with a full belt of grenades. Deploy that over towards the B site. I will say, a bit of a waste of a smoke. They've already got 1 smoke halfway here on Banana. They've just deployed a 2nd one for retake utility at the half wall. They're overlapping, essentially. You've wasted a big chunk of time. At the very least, he's been able to reposition to pick up a 2nd smoke.
Kaleido going to use 2 Molotovs to take top Banana here. And imagine if that retake utility had been delayed a little further.
Buy extra time off this clock.
Instead, as it stands, Kaleido now look to be setting up for pretty much a full execution onto this B bomb site. Bit of util going towards the A site as a misdirect.
The question is, do they commit? There's 40 seconds on the clock. These 2 riflers in middle of Spine and Suki are continuing to head towards this A site. It's a bit of a fake.
I like it.
Towards B. It's all on Buke here with this 5-7, but domed by Spine. 25 seconds left. This otherwise would be very, very risky to be rushing in towards the A site at such late notice, but fortunately for Kaleido, it is empty following Buke's death.
Holy eco-fragging. Rage and Suki have just gone knife out down to the bottom of Banana to try and fight. And then they've peeked 1 by 1, giving Salmon a couple of free kills, bringing it into a 2-on-2. Entirely possible FengDa could have then gone for the round and won it after that, but they are playing it safe and keeping the rifles ready for the next. That was a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, that gives the CTs extra cash, right? That's $150 now per player due to 3 Ts having fallen. Make that 4.
Make it.
So
Yeah.
200.
And to top it off, that's 4 reinvestments now that the T side have to go for as well.
Yeah, it eats into their own funds. However, Kaleido are still 4-0 up. And we're still yet to see FengDa punish Kaleido's sloppy trading where it matters on these gun rounds. Deep molly and smoke at the bottom of banana. Rage at bay. In the meantime, FengDa set their sights towards the top of mid, a 1-for-1 trade. Well-timed smoke, try and keep these CTs away, or these Ts away, sorry. Flash is so perfectly timed. Good for 2, just about. Some excellent team play, good utility usage to keep them at bay, but Buke, no need to be peeking towards short there. Giving up this fight, and now P5P fully blinded. Buke, you've just opened up a doorway for FengDa, for Kaleido to get back into this round. Oh. And that right there is exactly why Buke had a -10 round swing on the last time they played Inferno against Kaleido. Those sorts of fights he should not be taking. That is just outrageous. If they do a demo review back, I want them to dig into him for that. Why? Why is he peeking short? You got a 4 versus 2. You know they're pressuring mid-heavy. The only way they get into that A site is if they kill you early. So do not give them that fight.
Yeah, that seemed like a round that FengDa should have had all day long.
They worked so hard. P5P did such beautiful work towards long to delay them with the smoke, to be flashed in by Buke. And then Buke says, let me get some of the action. Swings short from Pit into a rifler who had no business getting in towards that A site. The very least here, Kaleido heavy stack towards A. They're AWPer. 3GL will find the opening pick on banana, shutting down Rage. Giving Kaleido man disadvantage.
Ooh.
IP flashed in again, but the Salt coming up towards short. The crossfire needs to pay due diligence, and it does, maintaining that man advantage as Expasiki eventually trades, but only once the CTs run out of bullets.
Does pick up a double kill though. Tap on the bomb, and it exposes P5P walking straight through the smoke. 3GL's miles away. Sasiki goes for another tap. A third. Making so much noise. 3GL just creeping ever closer. He's convinced there's a player on long, but no, repositions on the box. Can't connect the shot though. And finally, FengDa have a round on their CT side, but my God, does it get close. Buke redemption arc, man. He got to 2 kills.
He did, but that's only when there was 2 other players to play off of him. When you have the ability to have those crossfires. Much easier to play team-based Counter-Strike when your teammates are already in the crossfire with you. I told you the setup they're working with. Second flash, just about good enough to push Rage back, but again, it's Expasiki storming away up on towards 10 kills. Having a stellar performance so far. And P5P, again, he's over on towards B. Seems to be in the right place at the right time over these last few rounds.
Gel going for a smoke pop. Gets a bit more than he bargained for, but still lands one. No, two on the spam. Bit of fancy footwork.
The way he used that first pop, not to go for the fight, but to swing into the cover, didn't stand still. Some beautiful fights from 3GL. Again, it's the way he used the HE to get the information, not to get the kill, but to get the information to then set him up for the spam afterwards. Therefore, not risking his life in a straight-up duel.
And a good 1-for-1 there on long. Leaves Rage in a 1 versus 3. 20 points of health. And okay, we got there in the end. P5P will take him down. A second now for FengDa Gaming. Broken the money for Kaleido.
Massive round from 3GL. Gonna see Kaleido now finally on pistols. The ecstasy key on the Deagle, so see if you can find some clean headshots. Oh, I missed HE, Chain King. If that hadn't clipped the left-hand wall, could have landed deep on towards those stairs. And absolutely wasted Rage. The only damage done so far in this round is that which Chain King has received.
Chain King will go down. But rifle not recoverable. P5P, safe pair of hands. Suki does a bit of damage onto 3GL. Nice little headshot, but only 2 players lost for FengDa Gaming.
I'm almost certain Buke would have had the time to get that AWP towards long, but decided to play it safe, pick up the AK behind him. Instead, 3GL has to reinvest it.
Yeah, pricey.
Yeah.
Going for an early pick.
Deep push here. Oh, in front of the top mid lurk smoke as well.
Oh, this is so scary. Flash into Banana is perfect. Rage finds a double. B-bomb site open for business just like that. And oh no, Sasiki's taking down Sam, and that's it. The B site done. 3GL smoked out. It's a little bit shallow. But he misses the break and realizes absolutely no chance. And Spine's already in position to take it all away. Nice shot from 3GL. But already resigned to the save. Just an all-out aggression on Banana. And that's Kaleido guaranteeing themselves a tie at the half. It was a very quick shot from 3GL.
Juggling going on in spawn. So choose what weapons to wield. Kaleido going heavy towards mid once more, and they've read this right. FengDa choose to stack 3 towards B. Just about to Sam get around the corner, but not the second one. Spine rips his head off. Buke got the world on his shoulders now as he tucks in towards the site. He's made plenty of noises towards his location. So it should be an easy clear, but a beautiful headshot on the first. Looking to find a spam on the second, but eventually traded by Ecstasy. He's bought time for his teammates, FengDa, to push through the library smoke. So an even 3-on-3 and plenty of utility on these 3 CTs, but whittled away as King falls through the smoke.
Yeah, taken down by the spam. P5P and 3GL. Smoke. Pop attempt. That was something. Yeah, and that one failed as well. P5P is at least able to get 1 kill through it, but a bomb already so far ticked. They realise there's no way back into this one. Another incredibly aggressive play out of the T side. Grants them another easy round victory.
Terrorists win.
Oh, I felt like there was a bit of magic coming after that first headshot from Butte there. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a difficult spot to be in as the A defenders when there's an A rush coming in and you've started 3B. You don't see it quite so often at the top level in Tier 1 CS. The A player's responsibility, primary responsibility there, is to prevent, counter any rushes whilst banana control is being taken by the CTs. A bit of a different approach here towards this banana smoke. King going all the way through with the USP out. Swaps to the orb. Let's go towards Ruben. King of banana right now. Spine has also made his way past it. Oh my goodness. King gets him in the back. He's had enough.
What have I just watched? What? Suki 1v5. There's the first 2. Oh my goodness. Even baits out the AWP shot on the second. But okay, 3GL puts a stop to him. King takes matters into his own hands and holds W down banana and does not stop, unrelenting the entire way through. I can't believe it.
I was about to question, like, the FengDa have gone for this very similar approach to banana control, where they've got a halfway banana smoke and have gone for this boost on the half multiple times. But every single time, Kaleido have got the better of them just by simply flashing through and 2 players pushing. I was wondering when the change would come up for FengDa. Like, how are you going to change it up on this banana control approach? King's decision is, screw the wall boost. Let's just get inside that smoke. Let's just take the fight to them on our terms whilst they're setting up to flash through. And he decimates them, even with the USP and then picking up the AWP. And final round of the half, Kaleido, their cash is now looking a little bit weak. But that's not going to stop Rage with this Tech 9 from tearing the head off P5P. Leaving it all on Buke. On the site, he'll find a single frag. And that is all. As this A site has been absolutely decimated.
Deep smoke on Arch as well. Rage going to get aggressive, though, and that does grant 3GL the pick. The issue is Sasiki has already taken down King, so it's just 3GL. And a 1v3. Has got a defuse kit, has got a smoke, has got a flash. Going to drop a bit of a lurk smoke here to try and give him some room to work, to try and block off this pit position. He's going to swing straight through into Ruben, though. And so it is going to be an 8-4 half. Strong start for Kaleido. Can they continue it after the break?
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe
Hello and welcome back to the ECL Season 50 Asia Cup 3. We have got the lower bracket final here. Map 2. FengDa currently a map up, but 4 rounds down as we go into the second half here. And now they're on the T side. Got a smoke and a flash on Salmon. P250 on 3GL. We'll see if they can have some success here.
It'll be a slightly different approach for Kaleido compared to FengDa CT. Much more passive over towards B instead, sending their forces towards apps, where these USPs have a bit of a challenge up against the Glocks. They will get a 1-for-1. And both sides push one another all the way back. So far away from A that both are now about to collide over towards this B side.
Julie's let rip, but find nothing. Espasiki will go down, and Chen King jumping up onto the coffins, takes Ruben down, and even swapping weapons, takes down Spine. Suki in a 1v3 to try and kick this CT campaign off with a bang. Moving his way in, Chen King. Dancing with him, spinning around the USPs. Nobody's connecting anything. And the flank coming in from P5P as well. Suki gets cut down. And a 5th round for FengDa. Much needed to start this second half off right after a disappointing CT side.
Yeah, you can see Chen King is really turning it up a gear here. Over on Nuke, he was having all the freedom in the world on that T side to just sprint outside, run in towards Secret, and kill as many CTs as he could along the way. And Kaleido weren't putting up any resistance. Now, we started to see a little bit of that energy coming through towards the end of that last half. And if he can continue that here on the T side of Inferno, then we could see FengDa get a bit of revenge on Kaleido. It's full of confidence. It's Salmon to get the opening kill on this round. Denying Rage at peak on middle. 4 on 12 on Rage, not having a good map of things so far, despite his team being so heavily in the lead at the half.
Chen King in an aggressive position here. Takes first contact, the dancing with the USP. Still manages to get one and slip through the smoke. Unfortunately taken down by Suki's P5P coming in to pick up the pieces. And oh my goodness, 3GL. Wow.
Shooting. Again, Chen King, there's that entry confidence to just hold his crosshair as soon as he's blinded, gets that kill, and the presence of mind, how quick firing his thought process is as soon as he's blind to just, right here, gets that kill, immediately dips in towards the smoke. It's unfortunate that Suki is inside the smoke with him to finish him off. Suki's in a slightly different position or pushed through a second later. I have no doubt Chen King would have gotten out of there alive. FengDa, a good 2 rounds to the good. At least in this half. Still 2 behind Kaleido though.
Buke on the Mac 10 this round. See if he gets sent in. Aggressive peek anywhere. Looks like he's just taking it towards the apartment's position. Default nades, gets sent in, and Rage lines 2 up in second mid. A massive opening already for Kaleido Gaming. Puts a stop to the little run.
Bit of aggression sprinkled in, keeping FengDa on their toes, but Rage oversteps his boundaries. Gives up a free pick. Normally in these scenarios, a 4 versus 3, you'd say it's in favour of the CTs. But on Inferno, the rotations are so far apart. You often split 2-2, and it makes that A site very weak. Vulnerable to a 3-2 split. I say that FengDa right now, they themselves are split up even further. 1 apps, 1 mid, 1 banana. zero trade potential. They're relying on their individuals to get free picks. But Kaleido, on this A site, this is going to be the site which is hardest to find and isolate those fights, is there is a crossfire established between the balcony, Ruben on site. The lurk of Expasiki bound towards B.
Spine in a difficult position now. Holds firm in the crossfire, though. His teammate can't get anything done, though. And he's been tapped out by Chen King. Single-handedly dismantles the entire crossfire. Suki now looking to come in and clean things up on the bomb site, and will do so. But a bomb plant, a massive benefit for FengDa Gaming. It's the one positive they can take out of this round, that and the 3 kills. However, it will be Kaleido slipping up onto a 9th.
That was such a nice job from the T to break apart that crossfire. They swung behind default. But yeah, big opening double kill from Rage, setting Kaleido up for that one. Even then, it comes down to a 1v2. Investment out for FengDa, just 5p down to a Tech 9. Khalil on Chen King. Rage again aggressive in towards apps. Very forward position. Does Buke anticipate this? Meantime, FengDa push back Kaleido from the B site, and the timing does not favour Buke. As soon as banana control is relinquished, that's when Rage gets curious.
Now 3GL lurking out into middle, but fires a little bit too soon, meaning Spine can take him down. And now, T-side, FengDa in a really difficult spot. Chen King is going to be assuming a lurk position here in apartments. And the rest of his team head towards B. Salmon solo on HP, just 6 points of health. P5P, the only full HP player, and he's making a lot of noise over towards B to try and distract and allow Chen King to work. But instead, Salmon down, and Chen King sees nothing on the A site. 30 seconds. Is it possible that FengDa might just be pulling back to save? I think it is.
Yeah, 2v5. It's very unlikely. I mean, so far, FengDa have been playing very individualistically on this T side. There's not much coordination whatsoever in how they're approaching map control beyond banana. It's just individuals going, yeah, I'm going to do this now. Yeah, it's essentially a pug by the looks of things. I mean, even on that last 3v5 there, you've got players making a presence over towards B. Chen King going for that lurking towards apps. How is Chen King assisting the B site hit? Not much. So the question is then, okay, how is the B site hit going to be setting up Chen King for some success? Not much at all, because with a 5 versus 3, they're not going to be rotating. They're not going to be shuffling around. If Kaleido play good Counter-Strike, which they seem to be a little bit disciplined on this A site, much more so than FengDa, or Buke to be precise, was on that A site, there's no need in a 5 versus 3 for those 2 A players to move from their setup whatsoever. No matter how much pressure there is on B, there's no need for them to move until that B site is lost. So throw all the util you want over towards that B bomb site. It's not going to help Chen King's lurk over towards A. So essentially, they're splitting themselves up just for solo plays. There's no coordination, no cohesion capable in that scenario, even if they attempt it.
.3GL getting very aggressive. Bottom mid smoke completely disrespected. So Kaleido's opening play thwarted here. Instead, FengDa going to be advancing in middle. Smoke on short already. Looks to be posturing for an apps pop. Changes now to a mid assault. A good 1-for-1 trade. Tech 9 coming in with a swift headshot and a freeze. A lull in the action. FengDa coordinate, and a beautiful opening from P5P. Cracks open the A site, spying inside. Still needs to be dealt with though. Good for one. Still managing to stay alive here. Ruben comes in through the smoke into the 2-on-2. King, the only high HP player here. 3GL on just 1 point of health. So King's going to have to be the one to do the heavy lifting. He's been taken out immediately, and so is 3GL. Kaleido split onto the bomb site. A successful retake on 8 puts them up on 11.
Now, what I kind of bagged on Nuke in that first half for doing, Suki's just done pretty much exactly that. You know, sitting in pit, had the potential for a crossfire with his teammate on the site. I mean, they're in the perfect positions to do so. The cold zero box and pit is the crossfire between those two spots. But Suki is fighting on towards short early. Gets domed by P5P. There's no need to give that engagement. The difference between that and the Nuke misplay is that Suki had players to cover for him. To recover, it was in a 4 versus 4. Whereas when Nuke did it, it was in a 4 versus 2, meaning he's invited them in to Bozo death.
Ooh. Exprasiki somehow manages to still get another one before going down there. P5P will claim a little bit of banana control. And it looks like they do just want to continue on into the bomb site. It was spying there with the USB of all things. Takes down 2.
Dropped. Flash through the smoke.
Oh no!
Still finds 2. M4 now in hand, has utility, but still no bomb. But he's made this much easier for himself here. Kaleido, why are you pushing through that smoke? Why? You've got the bomb. There's no need. I'm trying to think of some excuse or reason to then refute it and argue against it, but
what?
There's literally no need.
They've dropped a smoke. Oh no, they dropped a smoke on top of the bomb. 3GL's now got it. He could run off to A.
Oh, and Ruben's pushing in solo. 3GL waiting for it. There's the kill.
Connect.
Oh, but tagged down. Oh, and 3GL's read this so well. He's read this perfectly. Knows that Suki is going to be sat baiting on that site. Why else would Ruben be pushing in towards Banana? Other than to bait 3GL into a full sense of security. Bomb planted on default. Nice and secure. Suki.
Surely not.
Hunting. Coming on the flank. Does he catch the timing?
3GL got into Boiler, and just like that, the 1 versus 4. What a fumble from Kaleido Gaming. 2 players running straight through a smoke into 3GL. Grants him a double kill with the Tech 9. Then another 1v1 sits in his lap. And Suki gets outbrained and outmaneuvered. What is this?
Again, Kaleido. Why? Why are you flashing through the smoke in a 4 versus 1 when you have the bomb? Why are you giving any opportunities for 3GL to find any kills there? The only way he wins is if he gets kills. Epic fumble. Which could cost Kaleido, is it? Certainly cost them their economy. Rage, at least, has found an opening, looking for a second. Big overextension, but nobody punishes. Five versus 2. See if Kaleido can hold on to this one.
Not a chance. Kaleido, they managed to find map point on the brink of taking us to a 3rd, taking us to that Dust 2 decider. just the Tech 9s and a single AK for FengDa. Salmon doesn't even get the luxury of a Tech 9. Invested fully just for the util. And so far, the opening is good. Suki taken down, that one AK put to good use. And with that banana pressure already placed, they decide to reposition towards the A site, but in the meantime, Chen King's gone down on B and they're starting to be picked apart. Salmon manages one with a Glock. And he's looking to advance up, but hesitation. The Molotov will keep him at bay, and it gives Ruben time to flank round on long. 3GL. Oh, well. That makes things even more difficult for 3GL.
This entire time that they've been storming, brawling, battling up towards this A site. Still got the bomb in spawn. It just goes to show the plan, the direction that FengDa have been working with on this T side. Non-existent. There's just been a call out of spawn, default, or there's fight here, and that's it. They seem so uncoordinated on this FengDa side.
Oh, 3GL's got an open B bomb site, but he's going back to A, and Rage gets a freebie. And so 13-7, a incredibly chaotic map of Inferno, but it does go Kaleido's way, meaning we are going to a third. Dust 2 waiting in the wings. A change up for this particular little rivalry that's been brewing over the past month. See what the result of that is after the break.
going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my till my speaker come. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow. 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 Going till my speaker come blow. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow. I'll keep going till my till my speaker come blow. I'll keep going 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 till my speaker come blow.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the
Hello and welcome back to the ESL Challenger League. We've got the knife round on Dust 2, the concluding map of this best of 3 series between FengDa and Kaleido ongoing. And it's a big game. The winner goes on to the consolidation final. The loser is eliminated. So truly all to play for. And Dust 2 is the map of choice, which is a map that, at least in recent times, these two teams haven't played each other on.
Yeah, and it's not a map that, well, I say it's not a map they play often. It's a map which FengDa have a decent bit of history on. They've got 10 maps played in the last 3 months, but only a 20% win rate, which is not very good. That means they've only won it 2 out of 10 times. Whereas Kaleido on the other side of things, well, they've played it less, only 7 times in the last 3 months, at least within the realms of HLTV. It's a 71% win rate. So already it's a much better improvement. And in fact, it's a higher win rate than they have on Inferno. When we saw the performance that they put up on Inferno, they looked, I don't want to say they looked great. It was more a case of FengDa had nothing to work with on Inferno. That second half of FengDa was non-existent. It was just individuals running around like it was matchmaking, or maybe give it a bit more credit, more like Face It. You know, there was probably some communication between them, but it looked like they had no idea where they really wanted to finish, how they wanted to push and pull rotations, what parts of map control they wanted to prioritize and work and push and pull of the CTs. It was just a free-for-all, essentially, with just a little bit of communication so that they knew what each other was doing. And it meant that Kaleido had kind of a free go of things over on Inferno. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a similar result on Dust 2. The caveat being Dust 2 is a map where those individuals can sort of leverage their capabilities, their mechanical skill a little bit more, and that free-flowing style of play can very easily catch off guard your opponents and pick them off across the map, because it's harder for the CTs to play together. But without further ado, we're going to be kicking off into that first pistol round of Dust 2 of this final decider map. We'll be Kaleido on that CT side, FengDa on T. We've got the Julies on X, Seeki, Smoke on Rage, Flash on Spine, whereas over on FengDa, got a little bit of utility, quite a bit of utility, in fact, on Salmon. Smoking towards middle, and by the looks of things, they're setting up for potentially an A split.
Yeah, it does seem to be the case. And A, pretty weak at the moment. You've only got Suki at car to defend. So we'll see what he can get done. If the T's get this opening kill cleanly, it's going to be a really tricky one for the CTs to contend with. But we have got Spine moving in now and making himself known with a quick, clean headshot onto Buick. Chen King immediately takes out Suki. Spine gets another, but again, the trade is swift, and now P5P can make himself known from up on short. So player advantage for the T side here. Seeki doesn't get anything done with the Julies, really, leaving Ruben. And oh my goodness, a bit of fancy footwork coming out of P5P, and he closes it out in style. Pistol round for FengDa Gaming to kick off Dust.
How does P5P survive that on short is unbeknownst to me. But already the lack of discipline on Kaleido is starting to show. You see that fight in towards the A site. It was very well set up, that CT defense, with the player tucked in towards car, holding short with a flash ready for him to peek the players coming in towards long. But the second player, I can't remember if it was Spine or Rage, just swung wide out of the cross and towards long to get the trade, but immediately went down, committing hard to that fight. And well, let's see how hard Salmon decides to commit here as Rage sits with the Julies. Oh, but the Molly tickles the toes, and Rage needs to get out of there, but soaks up a HE. Oh. Get out of Rage.
Only respect it, really.
Yeah.
3GL with a nice bit of stat padding there. 4 kills.
Nice squad.
Now, we are into a gun round here. 3GL on the AWP immediately.
Can't afford that sniper after those eco kills. There's still plenty of cash left in the bank. Scoped up. Looking for the cross. No tag landed. The rest of FengDa setting their sights towards long for a bit of a late pop. They're going to be going through the CT incendiary. They'll push Kaleido all the way back off of long. Kaleido's reaction, losing long control. They need to take short. That's exactly what they'll do. In the meantime, we've got a aggressive tunnels play, so they can actually split mid control between short and lower tunnels, giving them easy rotation access towards that A bomb site should FengDa accelerate on this site hit. Even dealing with a lurker P5P.
Yeah, the blocking smoke a little bit too late to stop FengDa's advance here on long. Chen King gonna drop a flash and cross, but straight into a Molotov. The HE's the one that takes him out. Suki, the spam onto Buke as well. FengDa just being whittled down here. A strong opener from Kaleido Gaming to kick off their first gun round.
Very, very nicely done. The immediate reaction was already being set up before FengDa had actually hit long, had taken long control, was that mid split. They found that initial kill onto, I think it was P5P, lurking at the top of mid. And then, yeah, the utility to prevent that A site hit, once the lurk in middle had been dealt with at P5P, that's Molotov and HE combo is beautiful. Because you get that kill on the lurker, FengDa, in their inexperience, their lack of composure, they accelerate, say, oh, crap, we've got to go hit this A site quickly. But when they're hitting it quickly, they're going to be hugging the wall closely, so you make sure the molly, even though the CT incendiary has a really small spread, it's tiny, it's minuscule, it's not going to cover the entire of the pathway up the ramp, but get it on the side that they're much more likely to walk on, which is that close side. See, Chen King got completely caught in the flames. And now, with that AWP picked up in the hands of Rage, an opening pick to work with on that CT side, giving themselves a man advantage here on round 4.
Four players, all just walking their way up short here. They have got utility for a bit of an execution, but it's only the one smoke, which is going to be deployed now by Chen King. Flashed out. Just trying to scale as close into the bomb site as possible. The counter flashes, the counter util is good from the CTs. That said, it's 3GL to find the first kill of this little skirmish. Still not quite comfortable in the bomb site, though. So bomb now will be attempted. Spam from the AWP doesn't connect the incendiary neither, but Suki and Rage finally find home, and just like that, FengDa evaporate, and Kaleido tie us up 2-2.
I will say that utility from FengDa was actually really nice on that execution, but Kaleido with long control. Yes, they lost one player thanks to that utility, but they did a very good job of then just sitting back. Suki sitting on the ramp. He had Rage with that AWP over towards long, helping, giving him cover. And once all the utility, the smokes had faded, they then struck once their teammates were also in a closer position to strike. And FengDa hadn't really pushed back or made much more presence on towards that A site beyond getting to the site itself. They didn't make that ramp position uncomfortable whatsoever for Suki. Another opening attempt here from Rage.
Ooh. Needs to be careful as the push comes in from lower tunnels. Manages one on the fadeaway and does manage to retreat to safety here. P5P attempting to bait out the shot, unsuccessful. There's a HE to follow up. So the panic's over for P5P.
Towards CT, but at range, Ruben has a lovely advantage with this AK. Will mow down all three, isolating them one at a time around that corner. And Kaleido now up to a third.
Nicely cleaned up here by Ruben. Bit of solid control. Gets a little bit scary when Rage goes down so quickly to that Tech 9 and CT. But it's not deterred him. Push straight into lower tunnels with the AWP again. The flash disrupts his vision momentarily, but doesn't dissuade him from the angle. Chen King's going to make his way in underneath the scope, and that's the missed shot that's going to cost him. Rage eliminated. P5P with a follow-up onto Suki on short. It's a much stronger opening. Exprasiki and Ruben not done with this yet, though. Still fighting through, and Ruben's getting very aggressive, walking straight through the middle smoke, and he's rewarded for it. Free kill onto Buke. There's 3GL. Now stuck in a precarious position. Ruben reads him like a book. P5P, well, 8 points of health. See you later.
Beautiful observing there, catching that from the top down. Kaleido, very aggressive mid-hold. And they stay afloat amidst the chaos, despite FengDa getting the initial couple picks. FengDa allow themselves to then get traded by the sheer numbers of Kaleido. I mean, that's 3 versus 5.
Yeah, really nice recovery.
I don't know, it just seems like whenever there's any chaotic situations, FengDa just seem to lose all sense of control. Any coordination and cohesion is just out the window. And it's, can I just shoot whoever's in front of me? Those Kaleido seem a little bit more well put together in those scenarios.
Bomb stacked up in tunnels. Getting ready for a late round B pop. Sasuke. Just chilling. Shoulder peeking with the smoke. Getting ready to block. There's no offensive blocking util. It's just the smoke. There's no incendiary to couple with it. Smoke on the doors here. Sasuke now in trouble. He's completely vacated the bomb site, desperately repositioning to try and get some control through the windows. Spots one. Nothing he can do to prevent that bomb from going down.
Very early lurk activation there from Salmon. The CTs hadn't even really entertained the idea of pushing through the doors or the windows yet before he lurked out of mid doors. So already Kaleido working with an advantage with the weaponry, but also the numbers. The crossfire now establishes. Buke is able to find 3 with a Tech 9, leaving it all on spine. Suddenly Buke out of nowhere gets a quad kill.
I'm not quite sure how he's managed to pull that one off. A massive multi-frag.
I'm just not sure how Kaleido haven't traded him. Were they just too focused on the player on site?
It was incredibly chaotic. And finally, it's FengDa that actually managed to get a grasp on one of those chaotic situations. Long pick attempted, but unsuccessful, and a lot of nade damage taken in response. Chen King will be the opener, though. The Orpa of Rage gone immediately.
Very, very aggressive with the AWP. That's 3 or 4 rounds now where we've seen him either push top mid or lower tunnels, just in front of the middle doors as a CT. And okay, goodbye,
Wow.
Suki.
See you later. This is such a sneaky little short push here. Chen King so far ahead of where the CTs are expecting him. Salmon's the one to find a double opener, but Ruben, unexpected, still traded out. FengDa tie us up 4-4.
Got a game on our hands here, Harry.
We have, especially now with the money in a precarious position for Kaleido. They can bring out a hero rifle on Suki, and in fact, they might be. Oh, they're going for a bit of a force buy.
Full investment. Ruben, the only weaponry compromised down to a FAMAS, but lacking utility on range and spine. It's going to be a heavy, long fight here between both sides. As FengDa get their way out towards the blue bin, but Suki lines up 2 through the smoke, makes that 3! Okay, it's spine with a 3rd. And a 2nd. As FengDa gets shut down, P5P gets a couple trades. Now into a 1 versus 2. Has the bomb on his back as well. And plenty of time to work with this one.
Got to work with here. 2 Kaleido players sticking together as a unit. They're going to be reaggressing short, where P5P currently making his way forward. Ruben, he's going to be the one to claim the kill. P5P just a little bit off on that headshot. So Kaleido do regain the lead. Put themselves up onto 5. It was a valiant attempt from P5P, but in the end, the investment from Kaleido works out. And oh, okay. Auto shotgun.
I think this Rage is unrelenting. The aggression he wants to play. Oh, did 3GL spot him?
Doesn't seem like it. Chen King doesn't even check the corner.
Oh, and the nade stack is beautiful, but B5P eventually will finish him off with the help of Salmon. A Rage, only good for one. Instead, it's a 4-on-4. Kaleido unable to trade Rage's aggressions. All-time smoke by Suki, just jiggling. A short ledge. FengDa stay as a group. Kaleido split 2-2 on either bomb site. Flash will come through. Blinds the one, and the orb completely dismantles Expasiki. A site setup on B.
Has to be a save.
Yeah, broken apart. Yeah, bob on. Kaleido too far away, too far removed, 2-player disadvantage. Only one flash. No cash left in the bank. Save all day.
Terrorists win.
Now, the issue I have with how Kaleido are playing right now is they're playing so aggressive, namely Rage, is he's constantly in these lower tunnels, top of mid, taking these fights early. And while, yes, it's stifling, can cause a lot of chaos for FengDa, it's also giving FengDa opportunities to put it into a 4 versus 4, into 3-on-3s, which you do not want if you're Kaleido. And not only that, even if Kaleido do win a couple of these rounds, here or there, you're not giving yourself an opportunity to build up your bank. Well, that from Kaleido might certainly help, but then suddenly 2 back quickly in response because Kaleido are not waiting up. Be patient, be composed. You've just got to pick. And yet suddenly you've got another player fighting in towards upper tunnels, one coming in towards lower, and now FengDa have an advantage.
And now they have a 2-man advantage as Chen King taps out Suki. Leaves it all on Rage, who's managed to recover a FAMAS. No 1 versus 3 is required here, and I think he's just been spotted. Well, definitely now. Buke, easy as you like, takes him down. Tie guaranteed at the half of FengDa Gaming, and potential to go one better as we go into the final round of the half. And Kaleido do not have a lot of money to work with.
What I just want to see is Kaleido sit back and make FengDa have to work for these rounds. Make FengDa have to put the effort in to be able to squeeze out an opportunity. Right now, both teams are just throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing if it sticks.
You ever tried throwing spaghetti at a wall?
No.
Doesn't seem like a particularly sticky.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Throwing pasta at a wall to check if it's cooked properly or something.
Is it?
I'm going to have to double check this one sec.
3GL has opened us up here. Rage gone. Sniper on sniper. And it comes out in favour of FengDa. Smoke pop for visibility. Kaleido see nothing. They've got all of their players stacked up here, though. fully gambling on an A-site hit, and Buke about to pop his head over the parapet.
The chaos of the previous rounds coming to bite Kaleido in the bum here as they're working with inferior weaponry at these ranges, struggling to make ends meet. Ruben spamming the deagle eventually will get the better of 3GL, but now he's on his lonesome. Salmon will finish him off, giving us a 7-5 half. And to clear things up, throwing pasta at the wall is a cooking myth that if it was ready, if the pasta was cooked properly, it would stick.
The more you know, more pasta fact after the break.
One final half of Counter-Strike here in the lower bracket final of the ECL Season 50 Cup between Kaleido and FengDa here on Dust 2. We're going to have Kaleido now on the T side. We're going to see if their coordination can trump the individual efforts of FengDa.
Aggressive opening from FengDa here. Two players at the top of middle, P5P and Chen King, both pushing up and
two tools lower as well.
Yeah, really looking to take the fight to the T side, and there's Chen King in his element, being aggressive. Two headshots.
Cheeky. He's fallen back just as this flank is coming in from lower tunnels. Back turned, will be absolutely domed and decimated. FengDa now up onto an 8th.
That was clinical from FengDa, and it sets them in really good stead here for this second half. Already having a 2-round lead going into the pistol. coming out of it with a third. And now maybe even a fourth as Kaleido Gaming, no bomb plant. This will almost certainly be an eco here.
Not a good look for Kaleido with FengDa being so close to victory now. With CS2, MR12, you're only in touching distance if you have a good first half. By the looks of things, Kaleido going to be on a full eco. It's just the Deagle on Ruben to see what he can find. Salmon deep into lower tunnels here. Does he get cleared? Answer is no. Mo's down 2. 3GL comes in from support. Make it. In fact, no. Salmon gets a double. So it is. Oh, no. It is a triple. There we go. Thought so. Big kills on the MP9. Farming some cash. Building some bank. And Kaleido get absolutely stomped.
Yeah, nice and clean. Gets it over and done with quickly so those guns can come out. Kaleido with AKs across the board. Decent amount of util, a mid-tier amount of util, I'd say. Still the 2 MP9s in play for the CT side as well. Salmon in the exact same position as last round. Gets chipped by his teammates. Nade doesn't overextend, but still curious. Searching here. Spine is holding for it, though. A nasty surprise waiting for Salmon if he decides to commit to this fight, which he doesn't. The issue is he's now trapped. Molotov's being used to flush him out. The flash into middle is good. Should allow him a safe retreat. And it's successful. Well played by FengDa to get him out.
Yeah, it's a little bit more safer than the pushes that Rage was going for in towards lower tunnels. He was often doing so with next to no support. But in that one, there's some coordination, some teamwork. Salmon to disengage. And Kaleido at least have bought a lot of time off this clock. It's 50 seconds and only just now. FengDa, or Kaleido starting to group outside of long. FengDa holding from short. Nuke with an MP9 at a close angle, about to be smoked off. The flash comes through, looks to break it, but the 2 riflers have already crossed.
.3GL puts the first kill on the board, and Chen King here, and Gandalf the entire time unchecked. 15 seconds on the clock. It could be devastating if he activates at the right time, but he gets caught in the open.
Way too early.
No need to peek there until the bomb plant was attempted. That said, 3GL still doing damage, but the T's are starting to find some picks here, and oh my god. Expsaziki taps them out. And Kaleido Gaming find a 6th. What was that?
Clean shooting. And it looks like he gets a 3rd, but he doesn't. It's Ruben to steal it from the site. But that final shot, nice and clean. So Kaleido, not out of this just yet. They've still got some life in them. A weaker weaponry on FengDa struggles to hold that A site. This time there will still be some compromises, but no SMGs. It'll be the Famous on Buke and P5P. Couple M4s or on 3GL. Kaleido though, grouped up. Pack work their way through lower tunnels towards the mid doors.
Util deployed in towards middle. 3GL getting aggressive, looking to try and find a frag before the nades fly through, before the flash should push him off. Unsuccessful, and Rage punishes him for sticking around. Salmon next up to the plate, but he manages one before being traded out. when the dust settles, it's player advantage for Kaleido. Make it 2 as Expsasiki lands an absolute belter of a headshot. Chen King try and clutch this one out in the 1v2, and he's walking straight through the smoke. Playing chaotic, finds Ruben, but isn't able to adjust onto Expsasiki before he takes the round home, making it 7-9. The gap is closing.
And it shall close even further with FengDa now on an eco. Their bank broken. Kaleido's a nice little setup on that round. Grouped up in a default, a clear plan to assault in towards middle, apply a bit of pressure, find the picks, and with that opening, squeeze the life out of the CTs. The thing is, on this round, FengDa, even if they eco, they can't afford any upgraded pistols, really. They can't afford to get, you know, the odd deagle, bit of Kevlar, maybe some utility. No, they can't do any of that. You will likely see full USPs, or at least 4 of them. Chen King has got the deagle.
See what these 2 deagles can do.
It's spotted. Ruben at the top of mid gets vision, just deploys the Molotov, keeps them at bay. Now starts to take these fights. Here's the deagles ringing off. Sides think better of engaging such tomfoolery. Expsasiki, very clean shooting of this AK. In the meantime, Spine and Rage just going to be holding W out towards this B-bomb site. Full confidence, hunting the ecos, leaving Puke. Get finished off by Expsasiki. I think even with that full eco, you're going to be lacking utility on this one. That's how bad the bank was for FengDa.
But also partially because it wasn't really a full eco when you got 2 Desert Eagles being bought. Jenkins not too bad, but Salmon's looking pretty low. No helmet and no...
That's $700 that could go towards an extra HE, extra flashbang. They do at least have rifles, Kevlar, and the most important grenades, smokes, and some incendiaries. I think they actually... Well, they've now got no incendiaries after throwing the initial ones. You can see how quickly it puts them at a disadvantage. Oh, I love the thought process there. I was about to say, making it look like you're at the earliest stage of the default, mollying lower tunnels behind your teammates to make the CTs think, oh, they're only just taking lower tunnels now. They're not going to be out of mid. Issue was Salmon was still just watching mid. They caught that timing.
Bit of a rough gamble. That's a lovely headshot from Suki. Gives Kaleido an avenue onto the A-bomb side. The Chen King quickly repositioning to cover the gap. Finds it first. There's a second. Can't quite make it the triple, but he should have done enough now. Ruben, kill to his name already. 3 more to bring this round home. And now they know where he is. He's found 2 of the CT players. There's nothing he can do about them. It's double digits for FengDa Gaming.
Yeah, this gamble through the smoke. I really like the theory behind it, but I think there needs to be a little bit extra presence towards B maybe to pull the attention of the mid player to not be looking at the mid smoke as you walk out. But then at the same time, if you do that, are they really thinking it's a mid default? So it's a very niche situation where that would work out. So FengDa, they keep their lead. Prevent Kaleido from tying the score. But only just. Both sides, a couple compromises. It's 3GL down to a scout rather than the AWP, and you've got 2 Galils over on Kaleido. and it's deeper mid control, the double smokes towards CT and left-hand side. They can take the deeper channel of middle, push Kaleido further back. Don't like the idea of walking through the smoke like that, through either smokes. This is not very disciplined from Kaleido.
Spine manages one, but again, traded out. Ruben and Suki. Ruben, position now known. His teammate joining him is going to be able to get a bomb plan down. Chen King actually using his opponent's smoke to slip up unbeknown to the bomb site. And there it is. It's going to be an 11th now for FengDa game. They're just 2 rounds away from taking this series home and going on to that consolidation final.
I mean, you can see the difference already in success between both the CT sides that these two teams have had on Dust 2. Kaleido, and when I say Kaleido, I mainly mean Rage, just fighting in towards mid, constantly taking fights on the CT's terms, leaving it towards Chaos, putting it in 3-on-3s. Whereas here, on this half, FengDa sat a little bit further back, forcing Kaleido to have to work for these picks, to work to get openings in towards the map, and towards the round. But, and while Kaleido do have the sort of direction, the macro, the understanding that, okay, this is our approach for this round, they don't have the discipline to then follow through, to then not be sloppy, to not lose picks in the process. So FengDa, looking like the better team, simply due to being patient and letting Kaleido make mistakes. Let's see if an all-in set piece on this beast bomb site can make the difference. Salmon holding this smoke nice and close. Deep HE will really soften the one up. The flash is beautiful, but P5P is there to play anti. Mode down one, holding the off angle. Oh, and doesn't hear the steps of Rage getting close. Holds the left-hand side. Chen King, unneeded, unnecessary fight through the smoke. So he only finds one. Instead gets traded, puts it in a 2-on-2, and there's a rifle, which Ruben can soon pick up. Leaves it all on Buke. Rage will find it.
9th for Kaleido Gaming. Not out of it just yet. There is money in the bank for a partial reinvestment for the CT side. It's going to be tricky for them to pull out the full, though. You can see the compromises. Famas at MP9 have got 2 M4s and an AWP, though, to compensate. 3GL going to be getting very aggressive with it. Knife out all the way into the lower stairs.
That's so aggressive.
Yeah, it's not often you see players still with their knife out when they reach the stairs.
I mean, more often than not, the T's would hear the steps. And even taking tunnel, Salmon pushing in from the other point of contact, dropping a smoke, keeping Rage outside. Will fall back, disengage. There's a smoke soon to fade. Oh, and this is risky. Forward positioning from 3GL. Going to be hard for him to fall back. Nice tight angle, should be good for one to then disengage.
There it is. Suki eliminated. Smoke dropped to block. It's a really, really strong start for FengDa. Here in round 21.
FengDa, that is how you play a round once you get an early aggressive pick on Dust 2. Not like how Kaleido did it, where they would all just start brawling in towards middle. Maybe not how Buke just did it. Unnecessary death there at the top of mid. Didn't need to find that pick.
He at least got one before going down, though. Keeps it a 2-man advantage. Ruben going to try and use this incendiary to let himself out short. Manages one. In the meantime, his teammate's gone down. A P5P just playing the time. A wild spray with the FAMAS map. Series point for FengDa Gaming. They are a round away from going to the consolidation final. What do you do here? Your money's broke.
Especially with your money this broken. You've got Expasiki's on 14k. I mean, you've got a force, no matter what. But you're not going to be working with much. You're not going to have much utility to leave you with options. You're not going to have good weaponry for fighting at range on a map like Dust 2. There's a lot of long-range angles on this one. Not many opportunities to close the distance between you and your opponent. Dust 2. Gonna be a heavy, long fight for FengDa. They'll take it, they'll secure it. Kaleido dip their toes in the water, immediately disengage, setting up for a B pop. The operative site to close that distance, especially these players on the B-bomb site don't mow them down at the choke point. Utility comes raining through. Salmon fully blinded. They've managed to close that distance and find both the kills on the B players.
Locked out of the site. This should almost certainly be an immediate save for FengDa Gaming. And yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. Just what the doctor orders. Kaleido explode onto the B-bomb site with force. The flashes are good. They're able to close the distance and annihilate the defenders with the Tech 9s. Just a mob of players swarming the B site.
I mean, if FengDa had read the economy well, surely that's exactly what they'll be expecting.
Terrorists win.
And if that's what they're expecting, surely they would have gone for a different setup than just hiding at the back of the site. Surely they would have done something to just block off that choke point before they can run amok over the site, or play retake B, and so that you can pick off a player or two through the long door smoke before they get there. Rather than just a player in the window, not looking at B, and one player behind the mid box, which is the easiest position or closest position for somebody to close the distance to, and also a position which is pretty much guaranteed to be blinded by any and all of the flashes that the T's throw. The box isn't tall enough to stop you from being blinded by any flashes thrown through the ceiling. And the second type of flash, which the T's often throw on a B pop, is ones that land inside the cubby, which, as the T's come out, is on the left-hand side, which is exactly where Salmon is going to be staring, at his right-hand side, where those flashes land.
Kaleido still need the next two in a row just to force an overtime. Already Salmon down to 25 points of health.
Salmon's on a CZ. Salmon's ecoing.
He's got 2k in the bank. I don't know what's quite going on there, but the CT's getting aggressive regardless. Flashed into top mid, a 1-for-1 trade. P5P goes down, and Chenking decides to beat a hasty retreat. Spotted by the players in lower and tapped out by Expasiki. And there's just no support for him at all to fall back there. Salmon, I genuinely have no idea why.
I think the thought process is, okay, guys, let's buy. We can get a decent buy, but leave enough in the bank for the next round. But two of the players probably didn't get the memo.
Oh my goodness, Spine's playing anti-flash. 3GL manages to take him down. Salmon's still not been spotted until Rage takes him down with the AWP. And Buke,
That's the bomb.
been able to drop that AWP. Bring it into a 2-on-2. And yeah, you're quite right, bomb at the top of middle. Suki looking to reclaim it. We'll manage it. Everyone is so split right now.
I'm not sure if FengDa are aware that the bomb was dropped there and that they could have held it, because they seem to be concerned about towards the sides. I don't hate this idea of splitting up, just falling back towards the extremities. You know that Kaleido are going to waste time off this clock searching for this bomb, recovering it, but you've at least got to have a good position when you're holding on towards that B-bomb site. I don't know what Buke's thought process is there. I loved the fact that he pushed in towards lower tunnels, went towards that B-bomb site, but why is he stood in the middle of the open like that? You can make the argument that, oh, it's an off angle. Yes, but he's going to get traded.
Well, he didn't even manage that.
Yeah. He could put himself in much better angles to guarantee a one and done. He could put himself in angles where the clock gets ticked down even further. He's taking that fight whilst he's just outside the doors and the T's are just shifting out of mid. He could have tucked in towards Car, and with the time that was on the clock, he would have heard the steps of Kaleido sprinting towards the B-bomb site. Because at that point, Kaleido would be sprinting. And with the audio, he would have guaranteed at least one kill. And also an earlier rotation for 3GL. But instead, we're going to round 24.
All the rounds. Let's see if Kaleido Gaming can take us to OT, or if FengDa can take it here in regulation. What a crazy best of three this has been, man. There's been some wild moments.
There's been some Counter-Strike, Harry.
There has definitely been some Counter-Strike. I think my favorite moment was Chen King holding W down banana. That was bonkers.
Yeah, that was quite something. And he's currently fragging quite well. 22 kills here on Dust 2.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Ruben's doing decently as well for Kaleido. 20 and 15 over there. The 2 4-runners. And to say that Suki was one of the best rated players for Kaleido going into this, we really haven't seen all that much.
He's been really quiet. And I don't just mean like on Nuke, where he was in a part of the map which barely saw any action.
Mm-hmm.
Even across these last 2 maps, he's looked timid. Like, even if he's not an early round player or an aggressive player, like or holding W like Rage or Chen King are, he's still looking like he's not finding any impact in the late rounds, even when he's alive for them. Oh, there goes Rage again. He Rage quit again.
Badum Tis. Yeah, it's Rage has been plagued with a couple of tech issues. I wonder if those have maybe been affecting the gameplay as well, because it's not exactly been...
Yeah, it could be making him rage.
Not exactly been like lights out, you know. It hasn't been any dominating AWPing going on, really. It's just been the odd kill here or there.
Well, it's been him pushing into lower tunnels round after round.
Yeah, not wrong.
With or without support, most notably.
Oh, such a sad sight. Just Rage flat on the floor and spawn.
Now, FengDa in this round have a much better buy than the last one. Salmon. The AWP saved on 3GL. Couple M4s. A couple FAMASes. Or FAMI.
And the FAMAS is a lot better since that buff a couple of months ago. I don't avoid it like the plague anymore.
Yeah, I still think it's horrendous to use at range. It's the spray pattern is
Just got a burst.
yeah, you do. It's a very aggressive play here. Double HE's in towards that corner. Smoke towards upper tunnels. They'll take it and have control.
Yeah, using those FAMAS in the close range engagements in tunnels.
That's now
Issue is
30
gonna be-
seconds. They have to waste off this clock.
Retreating. Flash out middle. Salmon goes so wide and Suki will take him down for free. The trade attempted by the lower tunnels players is unsuccessful and they take a lot of damage for it. P5P low. Kaleido.
Oh. Unable to slip back in towards the pit. Flashes are very good from Kaleido. 3GL even drops a simple smoke at Gandalf. Scoping up. Oh, fine spine. Rage can't trade. 3GL now up close and personal with this AWP. Doesn't land the flick. Chen King is there to trade. A 2 versus 2, the health low on the CTs. The timing as Expasiki looks away from the smoke. And Chen King will find the finishing blow. A 13-11 victory here on Dust 2 for FengDa. And oh my goodness, the brawly back and forth Counter-Strike. And I have to say, the lack of direction that these two teams have had on their T side is certainly quite something.
Yeah, it's been a very chaotic game of Counter-Strike, but FengDa did come out on top. Kaleido, other than perhaps on Inferno, generally looked a lot more lackluster than their counterparts, but both teams had their moments where there was just a complete WTF moment. What is going on throughout the entire series? But it was entertaining. Had some very entertaining moments, and that does mean that FengDa move on to the consolidation final, which means they will potentially have a rematch against Rare Atom, or it could be the Huns, depending on who loses in that upper bracket final. But that is us done here on the ESL Challenger stream. We have got the bracket that we can have a quick look at before we depart. As you can see, FengDa moving on to that consolidation final there, and that means they'll be taking on the loser of the Huns or Rare Atom, and of course the winner of that game will be going on to the grand final, so potentially could be a rematch either way if they can get themselves through that consolidation.
Continuing their lower bracket run there, FengDa, they remain undefeated in this lower bracket, but Kaleido, I have to say, well, again, they looked like they had a little bit more direction on their T sides in terms of, okay, this is what the game plan is. Their discipline really let them down on both their CT and on their T side. On their T side, even when they had that direction, they were just giving up a few too many picks. They would let it slip out of their hands. Whereas on their CT side, they were just not giving FengDa the opportunity to make mistakes, and they weren't punishing any mistakes that FengDa were making quite so easily.
Yeah. Well, that is us done here for the ESL Challenger League stream. Thank you very much for joining us. I've been Index. That's been Timo, and we'll see you next time.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Kaleido.
this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Hey, yeah, I can hear you, man. How are you doing? Yep, they're all off. I can confirm they're off. Okay. I'll just do the counting method then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.